All right. Welcome back to the Kinville Show. We are down a couple members today. We just got myself and Carter here.
Yep.
It's something different we're trying out, just having the two of us. We haven't really done this. Well, I've actually really never done something like this with Carter. I'm trying to think even the last time me and Carter even shared a bedroom, to be honest with you. So Carter's my older brother, and throughout various different times in my life, I shared rooms with all of my brothers. I shared rooms with Calvin, Curtis, and I'm sure we shared a room at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we all were in.
Well, other
same-
than that, though, I know, multiple
You-
times we've all been in the same room, but did you and I alone ever share a room?
No, that never happened.
Oddly enough, I don't know why that never happened. I don't know why we never had just the two of us in a room, but of all my siblings, I don't know why this has never happened. Sorry, it's come down to this. Now we're here alone
Well,
on a pod.
it was pretty much. I mean, pretty much we were all sharing a room, and then right after that, Curtis and I got our own rooms, and you and Calvin got shafted with getting stuck together.
Yeah, but I remember for a long time, or not, maybe not a long time, but for a period of time, Curtis and I shared a room. Do you remember that?
No, when was that?
We were pretty young. Curtis and I were sharing a room, and it's actually the bedroom that is currently my room. Curtis and I were both in there. And do you remember that toy tree house we had? That like playhouse tree house?
Yeah.
Well, so this playhouse tree house thing, I think it had fallen off of the shelf it was on or something. But Curtis woke up one night and was hallucinating or sleepwalking or something. But he was standing over my bed, and I woke up and I'm looking at him and I'm like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Caleb, the treehouse tipped over. I need your help. I can't lift it up." And I just thought he was off the rails. Now I know. Like I said, sleepwalking or he was hallucinating or something. But I also know now, thinking about it, and I actually think I talked to Curtis about it. It was this toy treehouse that had been knocked over that he was talking about. He wasn't completely crazy. He wasn't saying we were going to go outside and lift up a treehouse. But yeah. So anyway, Curtis and I did share a room at one point. I remember.
I remember that, but I don't.
You and Calvin had to have been sharing a room at the time.
Yeah, I don't remember ever sharing a room with Calvin though. That's the weird thing.
Maybe it was brief.
I mean, I do remember. I mean, maybe I did share a room with Calvin. I don't know.
You must have briefly. But yeah. Anyway, it's just the two of us running and gunning. We were just talking about a local news story. A dog went missing. Jasper, poor Jasper, little golden retriever pup. Thank Christ they found Jasper. Let me just say that.
I was surprised when I saw that it was missing at Moose Mountain. I didn't know that there would be anybody that would lose a dog over there. There must have been some hikers that lost their dog. I
don't know, but it's a damn shame when people lose their animals, and you just think of their soft little tender puppy paws out there on the forest floor all alone, no one to feed them.
It looked like the dog was a couple of years old though. It wasn't like it was a real puppy, was it?
I'll be honest, anytime a dog goes missing, it's the owner's fault, I think.
I'm surprised. There's no way that they couldn't. It must have been an old person, because how could you not catch a dog like that? Especially one. They said it had its leash on. If it's running through the woods, the leash would get hung up.
And if your dog hates you that bad, maybe leave him. He's probably better off in the woods. If he's trying to get away that bad, chances are you're doing something wrong. You shape up there a little bit. You don't want to be. I don't know. I love dogs, but I've really had it with dog owners. The majority of dog owners that I've put up with,
Where does that leave me?
Well, at least you keep your dog at home. That's the thing. You're not trying to put your dog in other people's business. That's my thing. Is people want to take their dog out and have their dog in public, and you go to restaurants. I'm trying to think of. I don't remember exactly where I was, but it was someplace over the summer, like a brewery or something, where they got outdoor seating, and there's like 5 or 6 dogs here, and this is like a half-ass restaurant. I realize we're sitting outside, but like how many dogs am I expected to eat around before I'm like what? Let's just go sit in a barn. Let's go sit in a barn right next to a horse's ass. How about we do that? Like that's cute.
A lot of people really like. I would say maybe it's because it's been so long now since I don't know, like you're saying, people used to go out in public and you'd leave the animals at home, but now people just think that a dog out in public's so cute and everybody has to go pet it. I would say 90, maybe more like 80% of people are happy to see a dog out in public, but then maybe the other 20% are like you. But
well, no, I like seeing a dog, but I also think there's a restaurant. Again, I understand, you're sitting outside, but it's still a restaurant. We're still having food served here. It's kind of awkward to me that there's dogs laying at everyone's feet when we're trying to eat. And also, the thing I've seen personally a lot is people, whether it's a small dog or a big dog, their dogs aren't prepared to be in a crowded environment with also other dogs. Like, it's the dog is already having a tough time because it's on pavement and has nowhere to pee, and there's a ton of people around. But then there's other dogs barking at him too. And I've just seen too many occasions where people just got no business having their dog out in public. And I'm a dog fan myself, I would say. But I think I'm a little more old school, where the animals must be animals and the people must be people. And if you want to treat your animal like a person, your animal better be trained to have manners like a person, right? Like people have personal space. We have manners like that.
Well,
if your dog has manners and you want to drag him all over hell with you, and it's he's going to stay right by your side and only do what you tell him. Sure, drag them all over hell, I guess, but
there's some people that have dogs that are well behaved though. Like I don't know if you've ever saw the. Did you go to the pub 50-year anniversary?
Oh yeah, well, so I got my pub shirt on right now, actually. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. He's got a couple old yellow labs, right?
Yeah, I think they're golden retrievers,
and
he just left
stay
them
outside.
He left them right outside the whole time while he's in the bar drinking. They just hang out on the stoop while everybody's inside.
That's a good example, right? I think that's an example where everybody's happy to see these dogs, because I've been there. I've interacted with these dogs. You can pet the dog, but the dog more or less wants to be left alone. Like, they're happy to just lay down on the ground in the sun. Like, they really don't care about interacting with you. And that's like a positive dog experience. But that is, that I would say that's extremely rare, to be able to let 2 dogs off leash lay outside of a restaurant bar waiting for you. Very rare scenario. Now, I think that's the gold standard. I think that's what everybody wants. But I understand not all dogs are created equal, and you're not going to get that out of every dog, no matter how hard you try. But no, I mean, I don't know. I think like
well, especially when you get a shelter dog too. I think a lot of people get.
If you get a purebred dog, it's going to be a lot easier to train. They're not going to have all these weird bad habits and whatever. I don't know. Dogs is dogs. I like that we are taking better care of them, and we understand animals have feelings and they do feel pain. I like that we understand that as a society, but also, like, I almost want to make a T-shirt that just says "Dogs is dogs," and that can mean whatever it wants to you. But to me, it means dogs is dogs. Okay, and if I have to explain that, then What are we doing here? Dogs is dogs. Okay. Dog is that? Are you not getting this? Dogs is dogs.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. As long as we understand each other, dogs is dogs. But I don't know. I also am another thing I've been real leery of recently. Something that just well, so basically I keep going online, all over line, all over line.
All over the line.
You can't get away from it. You basically have every single advertisement, right, is a political advertisement. You can't get away from them. But not a single advertisement tells you, like, nobody tells you anything like what is. I don't know what people are running for. I don't know what these people are running for. I don't know when or how to vote for them. But I know who does and does not support abortion. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't even know that though. It's tough.
Well, that's even true too. I guess that's true. That's more of a deeper point of what I'm trying to get at is like these people, these ads you see, you just see smear campaigns, like just negative advertisements constantly. It's like what what is the opposing side offering? Like if this person is so bad, like what do you have that's better? You get kind of sick of seeing all these.
Yeah.
To what end? What's the service here?
Yeah. I luckily I pay for YouTube Premium, so I don't see too many political ads in my day-to-day life. The only political ads I get are in the mail, and I just got one in the mail today from Bill Marsh, the pedophile protector, or something like that. Apparently he.
So this was like what the flyer said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is like a smear campaign flyer.
Oh yeah. Well, like you said, everything's a smear campaign, but it's just Bill Marsh, the pedophile protector and rapist, something, because he wants to protect rapists and pedophiles. I guess that's what the smear ad says. And
it just it's like, okay, so maybe this is bad information, but what's the alternative? That's my point with these ads, right? Like, when I see a Charmin ad, I can see they show me in the ad how Charmin stacks up to the store brand
or Bounty.
Yeah, the Bounty ad, right? Like it shows you in the commercial. It's like, yeah, the other brand kind of sucks. Here's the side by side to see for yourself. You know what I mean? Like Bounty, buy it up. Like that's the only paper towel we buy. Bounty. I don't know. It's just an odd thing in terms of advertisement, how every other thing is advertised. You can totally like dump on other competitors, but you got to throw us a bone. Like what do you got going on? You know what I mean? Like
very
drum
difficult.
up some interest in yourself.
Very difficult to either even watch the political ads. Or
this time of year is a terrible time of year to be online because back in the day it used to just be television, right? And you could just be like, well, I'm pretty much just not going to watch. I'm just going to watch DVDs for a month. I'm just going to put on DVDs. Now, you could still just say that. You could still just say I'm going to watch DVDs, but I don't even use the TV, right? I just use my phone. I'm on TikTok all the time, and every third video is a different ad. So really hard to escape. That's why a quick little promotion for Tuesday's episode of the Kinville Show. It's going to be a cryptid special. We're going to be talking about all cryptids and just be a nice little break. Kind of give the country a break from all the craziness that's going on. Just give you a second to unwind, and we'll get into the lore on cryptids. Curtis is supposed to be preparing a homunculus presentation for Tuesday. I myself have been looking into several different cryptids, some of which I have personal encounters with, others I'm just interested in. Still looking into it. Tune in on Tuesday.
What cryptids have you been looking into?
Well, Bigfoot, I've always had an affinity for Bigfoot. But I think like cryptids are one of those things. Like, do you ever want to say like, I can confirm this? I can confirm. I can't really confirm anything. You know, I just all hearsay. But I do think there's a chance I had an encounter with the Mothman. Full story on Tuesday. Cryptid episode, full episode on Tuesday.
Do you ever remember like being like really scared of a cryptid? Like you thought a cryptid was real, and like
I remember
maybe they are real. You don't know.
Do you remember that mermaid documentary that came out? It was what was it? Animal Planet? Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, it was an Animal Planet documentary that was made to be real.
Animal Planet documentary about mermaids. Okay, and this documentary had me hook, line, and sinker. Still does. Like, there's a lot of evidence that was in this documentary that's yet to be disproven to me, right? It is all. So there's one video in particular. Let's not get into this. Let's save this for Tuesday.
It was literally like watching Oak Island, but
about mermaids in our oceans. Okay.
Although allegedly they found the treasure on Oak Island this season. It remains to be seen, but
you know, I'll believe it when I see it. But cryptid episode on Tuesday. If you're interested, tune into that.
You know what I saw? I saw a meme the other day. I don't know if you remember the movie. It kind of reminds me of cryptids, but it was Alien movie where they come to Earth and they like invade Earth and they're drawing crop circles at first. It's called Signs.
Yeah, I remember Signs. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix and who else is in that?
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's got the Culkin boy, that Culkin boy,
where they hid it.
The one from
the people,
Home Alone, the other one.
The people hid in the basement, right?
Yeah,
that
the aliens end up being vulnerable to water.
Yeah, that movie. It was that movie and the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I've yet to rewatch that one, but those movies were pretty scarring as far as
being a kid watching
aliens and cryptids go.
You know, really, when I think of scarring movie scenes as a kid, like things that really shook me up as a child, to this day, I can remember like my first memory of Star Wars in general was the Wampa scene in Episode 5 when the Wampa attacks Luke, and I just remember. You remember that old brown couch we had that Colin ended up having for a really long time? Do you remember this couch? I remember hiding behind that couch during the Wampa scene in Star Wars, and that's like my first Star Wars memory, and that's like one of my most like scarring memories I can remember.
Do you still feel like
a movie.
When you see the Wampas, do you still feel the pain from it? Like the scarring pain?
No, now I feel like I'm watching a Rankin Bass Christmas special. I feel like it's watching Rudolph or something, you know. Now it's not scary at all, but you know, I was really young at the time when I remember. I only remember it because I was scared. Like, it's not like I could tell you how old I was or anything else about the day or even anything else about the movie. I remember hiding behind the couch during the Wampa scene because it scared me.
I rewatched. It was a meme. The reason I brought the Signs movie up was because I saw a meme, and it was this guy that was holding up a sign like still scares me to this day or something like that, and it was a picture of the alien from Signs, and he was standing next to one of the child actors from the movie, and it was just a funny meme. So I rewatched it anyway, and I was just, I mean, obviously I'm not like scared like I was then, but I could still remember being scared about it. Like I could still remember the way I felt about it, about being scared.
Yeah. You know, I another time I was really scared at the movies was when we went to see the It movie in theaters in 2017. I think that might have been the first R-rated movie I saw in theaters, or like without our parents. You know, our parents had taken us to see R-rated movies.
No, we never saw them in the movie theater though. We just
saw. Well, no, like I had been with like, what can you? Do you know what year the first Deadpool movie came out? Was that like 2016?
I'll tell you.
I don't think I was quite 17 yet when that first Deadpool movie came out, because I'm pretty sure I had to get my parents to take me. And I don't even know as if they realized it was rated R, but they're like, "Oh, Marvel, X-Men, let's do it." You know, I loved all those movies, but
Yeah, 26.
yeah,
2016.
2016,
Yeah.
me, Calvin, and Mom and Dad, we all went to see Deadpool in theaters over at Barnsley, and you know, rated R, obviously, but yeah, first time seeing a rated R movie without my parents. You know, you, me, Curtis Carter.
I don't think I don't think I ever saw Deadpool in theaters.
No, I'm saying it. When we went to see
Oh,
it, the
yeah.
first time we saw an R-rated movie, it was you, me, Curtis, Blaze, Brent, Tom, Matt.
Did the helmet go?
I believe at least Tom was there, because I remember he had that Jeep at the time, and we were messing with him in the parking lot of Best Buy. We moved his Jeep while he was still in the store.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
I remember this night pretty well. It was a really good time.
Well, because Brent wasn't technically
he wasn't
allowed
17 at the time.
Yeah.
So he you know, technically wasn't supposed to go in, but all the rest of us obviously are getting ID'd to go into an R-rated movie. I mean, what a pussy thing. We're a bunch of teenagers. Like, what's it really matter? Like, we all made it there to the movie theater by ourselves. We already had bought the tickets. Like, what did it really matter? Just,
See,
you know,
we couldn't go in and watch, like, being underage, couldn't go watch an R-rated movie, but now you can decide to start taking life-changing pills and in the school without your parents' permission to change your gender.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting. I don't want to get into the weeds on all that shit, but that's an interesting thing you bring up, just because you hear that one a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I hear people saying that a lot, but I don't necessarily. I've never actually heard of it happening. So it's just an odd one.
No, you mean the school thing?
Yeah, I don't want to get into the weeds on that, but
yeah, I don't know that it's actually ever happened.
Well, but the thing you just said, I've heard it said a million times across the internet, but I've never actually heard of it actually happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those weird gray areas where for some reason people are going to keep saying it, but whether or not it actually is true,
I'm not going to get into the weeds. I'm just going to tell you that it may or may not have actually happened. I'm not sure on that, but it was a legitimate thing that was up for vote in some state. I don't know what state it was, but it was a legitimate thing that they were voting on. So somebody, a real person had to have come up with the idea to put it into action to get it to be voted on. So just that the thought is there is what's.
But yeah.
Odd.
Anyway, it's just I forget what we were originally talking about here, but that's how fast you get dragged into the weeds. You got to be careful.
We were talking about cryptids, and basically the topic was cryptids. The only other cryptid that I was really scared of as a child was Slenderman. I thought Slenderman was a problem.
Yeah. Well, so the cryptid stuff, we'll save the cryptid stuff for Tuesday. Like we said, we're going to do a whole episode, and it should just be it should be fun. Hopefully, we're trying to line up a special guest. We have been in talks with a cryptid expert. Hopefully we can book him for the episode. I don't know, these guys in the cryptid community. Basically, you can people come for your throat, right? Like, a lot of people. So basically, there's like the cryptid community that's trying to expose and like shed light to these magnificent creatures that are out there. But then you have the other side, the more hippie side of the community, which know these creatures exist. They have working relationships with these creatures. They want to protect them from society. They'd rather keep the mystery alive. They're often the ones that are out disproving these cryptids, are some of the most serious cryptid supporters, because the more they can do to disprove these creatures, the more they can do to actually help save them and protect their habitat. If everybody knew that they were real, you know, they'd be flying out there, they'd be taking tour buses to go see him. So anyway, we have been in talks with a real cryptid expert, and we hopefully will get him on the show on Tuesday. But this guy, he may or may not wish to remain anonymous, so that remains to be seen. But I have been in talks with a cryptid expert, so should be a good episode on Tuesday. I don't want to overhype Tuesday's episode too much, but if you like the cryptid stuff.
Have you talked to him since the when we talked to him the other day, or is that it?
Yes.
You really you texted him?
Yeah, I did, and he just mentioned that he did have other friends in the cryptid community that also might be willing to come forward and share a little bit of cryptid knowledge. Up here in New England, I think probably one of the cryptids that we're not getting into cryptids. I already said this. I love it too much. I have too much fun with it. I could talk cryptid. This could just be the cryptid show. And maybe if the people demand it, we'll do it. And we can do hunts as well. But we're going to save all this for Tuesday. I promise you. The next thing on the list I had, which we didn't make a list. We don't make a list. We just sit down here and jaw. But today, as of recording this, as of live streaming this, it is the day after Halloween, November 1st. And last night was the night of Halloween, and we, or at least I was participating in trick or treat, not by asking for candy, but by handing it out. And
wait, did you go over to Nanny Kathy's last night to pass candy out?
And I was hanging out over there handing out candy, and basically I was just keeping tabs on the costumes, right? Because you want to stay in touch with culture. What are the kids into? What's hot this year? A lot of inflatable dinosaurs. I think that's kind of like a lazy older kid costume. It's like,
I bet you I bet you they're cheap costumes. I bet you that's why so many.
They're
kids
cool.
had them.
They're cool, and I like them. They make me laugh when I see them. But you've seen it too much by now. I'm over it. I saw a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog. I saw a lot of variations of Taylor Swift, just like a blonde wig and sparkles, lot of different stuff like that. A lot of variation on like cowboys and cowgirls. What else was I was saying some of the best costumes of the night. I saw Walter White. There's also a kid dressed as episode 3 Anakin Skywalker. He comes walking in, and this kid's a little bit older, like, starting to age out of trick-or-treating, but he had a really good costume on. He looked the part, and he walked in, and I'm like, your allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. And him and his dad were, like, shell-shocked. They were like, oh, you did the thing. Like, I was like, yeah, you guys are supposed to do it, too. Like, you're supposed to... We're doing a thing here, but...
That's kind of an odd place to... jump in, though. I feel like maybe I know that was the meme for a while, but I couldn't even tell you what Anakin's lines were after that.
I can remember it better from the start, but I think it starts with Anakin, and he's like, I'm gonna restore peace and justice to my new empire. And then Obi-Wan goes, your new empire. Your allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. And then Anakin, what does he say?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is, the basic, where Obi-Wan's like, I have the high ground. And
it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
And then...
you underestimate my power.
And then Obi-Wan chops him up, and Anakin... I hate you.
Yeah, that's the best. Where he's burning. He's just a little burning stump. I hate you.
Yeah, that's all I can think of is that part.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched it in a while. I should refresh. That's a good one to be able to pull out. It's such an iconic. If you can do that whole scene, that whole dialogue, that's pretty good, pretty on the spot. But yeah, I don't know. It was fun. It was fun seeing all the kids out trick or treating.
How many kids showed up over there?
Plenty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why did they? Why do you suppose that all of them came this year and not years past, because I know there's been a problem over there where nobody showed up.
I don't know. But
I do have one. Maybe it was because it was such a nice
the
nice
weather
night.
was really
so
great. It was like
people were
70 degrees all night.
people were probably venturing out a little farther than they normally would.
So, that's one thing. Everybody's coming in talking about how great the weather is. And I'm talking to them a little bit. And I said this, I don't even know how many times I said this. I said it enough times that I was worried I was repeating myself to people that I had already said it to. So I'd preface with, I've already said this 100 times today, but on Halloween, a lot of the times when we were kids, I remember being so cold that I had to wear a winter jacket either over or under my Halloween costume. And I just remember being pissed, like Mom, Spider-Man doesn't need a coat. Spider-Man don't wear a coat, Mom. What are you doing to me? You're killing me. Anyway, it was a really nice day yesterday, so everybody was able to have their full regalia on. It was not too cold at all. Nice night, nice warm breeze. So
yeah, I remember that. I was always a problem with how cold it was when you go trick or treating.
A lot of the times there's snow on the ground.
I just saw a picture of somebody posted on Facebook of 2011, and there was there
snow.
Well, somebody had just made a snowman in their yard for just the day before Halloween.
Yeah, we've got a picture somewhere. We put a jack-o'-lantern on the top of a snowman.
I don't even remember it though. I can't for
really?
the life of me remember
I remember
snow
it so well.
Halloween.
I remember being nervous that we weren't going to be able to trick or treat because there's going to be snow banks in front of all the houses. This was like a real problem for me. Luckily, the snow had melted away enough by Halloween day. It wasn't really an issue. There's still snow out, but it wasn't like you're walking through snow to knock on people's doors. So, but no, Halloween is a big staple of childhood memories. I got a lot of core memories of Halloween, and some people love it. Some people just don't care about it. I would say largely our family falls in the middle. Like, I think our mom is into it, but it's not as big as Christmas, right? Like, Christmas is obviously a much bigger thing in our house, but our dad is not a Halloween fan. He's not into it at all. So I feel like that keeps our household kind of in the middle on Halloween, because we're not nuts about it, but we get into it.
I think Halloween is fine. Like, it's good. I would say the problem is people make such a big deal out of it. They make it like Christmas, or they make it as big as Christmas, and if not as big as Christmas, it's just as close. So it's
for sure. I think a lot of people
lies.
make it as big as Christmas, or bigger. Depending on your families. Some people are that into the spookiness and the creep, the horror movies, the Harry Potter, whatever it is. People. Oh, that's what I saw a lot of this year. I saw a lot of Harry Potter costumes. Gryffindors and Slytherins and Ravenclaw. Nobody ever wants to be Hufflepuff. I don't understand. I've never had a problem with the Hufflepuffs, but nobody ever wants to be them. Odd because, Ravenclaw. Well, I guess Ravenclaw has one character kind of shown in the movies, but Hufflepuff has a pretty prominent character. The same kid that ends up being in Twilight. He plays the new Batman. I'm blanking on the guy's name, but this guy, he was in Harry Potter. He was a Hufflepuff. People forget. Big character in the Harry Potter. He's only in one movie, but he was a big character at the time, and he was a Hufflepuff. So I don't understand why everyone's going out as Gryffindors. Throw Hufflepuff a bone, okay? Somebody can.
Is Gryffindor? Is that what Harry Potter was?
Yeah, that's why everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to be.
I don't know. I never really got into Harry Potter. I can see why everybody would want to be in the house that Harry Potter's in, but it just. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best house. It's also kind of rigged. If you want to talk Harry Potter for a minute here, so basically, here are your options, right? Here's how I understand the way they divvy you up. Either you're a scumbag, right? Either you're gonna hurt animals and steal from people. That's Slytherin. Oh, and you're racist. So you're racist. You hurt animals and you steal. That's Slytherin, and their mascot's a snake. Okay, so of course nobody was gonna want to be them, right? Um, then there's Hufflepuff, which apparently, what are they? I don't. True Harry Potter fans are gonna get mad because I'm butchering this, but Hufflepuff is like you're just like you don't fit in anywhere. Like you're just a total. You're what? You got no friends. You don't fit in anywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing. So yeah, like a ton of people are Hufflepuff
Just because losers, you're saying.
well, they're not losers, but they're not an asshole racist, so
And
they
they're
can't be Slytherin.
not a gifted good person.
They're not a gifted brave-hearted, like that's what Gryffindor's big thing is that you're supposed to be brave-hearted. So if you're not brave-hearted, then you can't be Gryffindor. You got to have a certain IQ to be Ravenclaw. And then Hufflepuff is it's just where they it's just a total like class system almost. Like you'd think all these houses would be like created equal, but it really doesn't feel that way when you watch the movies. It's like I realize it's because Harry is on Gryffindor, but like why is it that Harry so badly wants to be a Gryffindor, right? It's because it's pretty friggin' clear from the moment you walk into the school. Like the Gryffindor are the cool like heroes, right? Slytherin are the assholes. Ravenclaw's the nerd, and Hufflepuff's just a bunch of dorks. Like what? Harry Potter, he was a total bozo. Kid was at a zoo talking to snakes a week ago. Total bozo, total rube. None of his clothes fit right. I think you should have thrown him in Hufflepuff. Maybe it would have served the whole wizarding world better.
I should rewatch Harry Potter. I just never can. Anytime I ever watch it, it just I know people love it, but it's just not something that I enjoy.
I watched them all one time, when I was younger, sometime before I had a driver's license. I don't know exactly how old I was, but I watched them all back then. And since then, I've not sat down and watched a whole Harry Potter movie. I've watched bits and pieces in passing, and I still enjoy them when I do catch them, in passing. But I've not had the desire to sit and marathon them all. Not because I don't enjoy them. I really liked them, and I collect the Lego sets. I am a fan, but I just haven't felt compelled to go back and watch them yet, myself personally. But anyway, a little bit of Harry Potter lore for you coming at you from the Star Wars basement here. Somewhere on my channel, there's a video where we were building this basement initially when we started doing the renovation, and I never did a follow-up video on the rest of the work here. But someday if the people are clamoring,
you can kind of see it. Kind of see it behind me. Little Star Wars business going on here, but
if the people really want it, if they're really clamoring, we'll do a studio tour and you can see the whole behind the scenes. And
I was thinking I was gonna bring my Sauron into the basement here for the winter, and I was thinking it would be funny if I propped it up on a stand so you could. That's what you saw behind the couch there, behind your head was the Sauron sitting there.
Yeah. Can you still see the skis right now or no?
You can see the rack now. You can't see the skis.
We should put your other skis over there.
They don't fit on that. I was thinking about adjusting that rack so that I can fit the other skis on, but they don't, or getting an actual rack. That's just a hat rack that I screwed up there, and the skis.
Really?
Yeah, the skis happen to slide into, or at least that one pair.
They fit.
Slides in there, but the other ones don't.
If anyone out there listening or watching, if you didn't know, we are cool dudes. We shred. We get out and ski. If Carter's shirt wasn't evidence enough, it's ski season is fast approaching, and right now I've got no clue I didn't buy. I need new equipment. I need ski passes, and I bought nothing. So
Well, I think the Epic Pass is going to be the one to buy because it's really the 7-day Epic Pass to me is really the only one that makes sense because you can go for 7 days for $350, and then you can. Other than those other days, if you wanted to go to a different mountain, you could. That's the way I feel about it. I don't know how much you plan to ski this year. If
well,
you can
that's
compare to
just
years
it.
past.
You know, so
Calvin's going to be working at Abenaki, so probably could go over there and get a free ticket, maybe.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I do have options to ski locally. The trouble is like how interested am I skiing locally? Like last winter, I skied every day at Sugarbush, and that's that's for my money, that's some of the best skiing I've ever done in my life.
You
And
think it was better than Vale?
because I had better days there, yeah, like it's all depending on the weather. You can never control the weather, but because I was in Vermont all winter, like the best days I had skiing were in November, before the season even really started. You know what I mean? Like
Before the snow really iced up,
yeah.
we got a
Well,
bunch of
well,
ice.
I just mean because I had the opportunity because I was there when the snow hit, right?
Yeah.
Um, we took a vacation out to Colorado, and you don't know what you're going to get when you book the trip. So, because I had the opportunity and was able to get out there, I had far better days at Sugarbush than I did out in Colorado. But that's it's completely dependent on the weather. So anything short of last season is going to, just kind of feel like shit to me. But I realize that I probably won't. You know, the stars may never align like they did last winter, and I might not get that.
What's Calvin going to be doing at Abenaki? Do you know? Did you talk to him? I meant to ask him today.
That's really a better question. And
was on his docket for there.
I don't really know, but
because I know his mom had said something about making snow, but I thought he would be trying to do more than make snow there, like maybe run some equipment or have more of an impact there than being the snow guy.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to let him get off to a start and see. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. Last season for me was so good that I don't even know if I want to try this year, kind of. You know what I mean? But like part of what I think about last season when I'm skiing, I was literally skiing every single day. And when I wasn't skiing, I was working at the mountain I skied at, right? Cleaning toilets at night when the lodge was shut down. And there was something like, I felt like I had this edge, right? When I'm on the mountain, like everybody else that was there skiing, they were like garbage to me. I'm like, oh, these rich people and their nice stuff. Screw them. I'm like, this is my mountain. Like, get out of my way. You know what I mean? Like, I had such an attitude, like just in my own head. Not that I ever acted this way towards people. I was always friendly to anybody I talked to, but just in my own head, I built such this character in my mind and how it was me versus everyone else on the hill. And there's something so real about it for me because I really was skiing every day and just cleaning toilets at the lodge at night. And that was the only focus or intention, right? Was to ski every day. And then you talk to these people that are there on the weekend warriors. And I was like, yeah, we're not the same, right? We're not. Because it's not. Because I was committed to something crazy, heinous, right? Trying to ski every day.
There's a landscaper in Wolfboro that's what he used to do when he was younger. He ran his own landscaping business in the summertime, and then he would go to Colorado and work at Vail. I don't know what he did there. I mean, for all I know, he was...
he could have been the toilet guy.
Yeah, toilet guy like you, but
yeah.
He worked there all winter and skied all winter and then would come back in the summer and go back to landscaping.
And it's enticing. I really, really enjoyed my time last winter, but is my camera dead?
No.
It's not?
Oh, yep, it died.
Well, hey, what's our time slot looking like anyhow?
I got 45 minutes.
Well, since it's just the two of us and my camera just died, we can cap this at a cool 45, yeah?
Yeah, I would say so.
Not too bad. Let us know what you guys think of the two-way dynamic. I think this was good. I think, it's just as good as having the four of us.
I feel
really.
like, yeah, you different. I mean, I don't think I'm the greatest, but I think if you got at least one more person just to add a little bit
mix
more.
things up, mix up the banner.
Yeah.
Tune in on Tuesday. What time you want to say? Tell them 6 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, 6 or 6:30.
Tuesday around 6:30. Tune in. Cryptid episode. Don't miss it. Might just be the highlight of your month of November. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Sorry you can't see my face, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.